Hello everyone, and welcome to our, let's call it a week off here on Thanksgiving week in our graduate level course in nonverbal communication. I hope that all of you have chosen a semester project to really dig in and focus on, especially if you sense that this course is important to your career in the future. And if this is a course that simply seemed useful along your way in another path, another direction, I hope you're finding that it certainly will be useful wherever you're at, because it's about communicating, and it's about the part of communicating that people don't talk about much. So continue with, I'll have I think a final essay coming up in the class for you, and looking forward to viewing or reviewing materials for those of you who have selected the semester project option. So just keep working on what you're working on. I will post assignment instructions for our final essay and for how to turn in your final projects probably next week, and we'll have a few more things to look at next week that I think I'm concluding, after many years of teaching this class and after even teaching it here at the grad level, that two issues are central to what we want to understand when we look at a class like this, when we study this subject. Those two issues are lying. How do you know when somebody's lying to you? Can you really look for a tell? I think we're kind of diminishing the power of that idea. I don't want to say it's not helpful at all. It is in certain circumstances, especially with people you know very well. Mothers and their children do very well at this, the mother does. But, you know, as kids grow older, they learn how to lie. And they take those lessons they learn lying to their own mother. They take them into the real world, and they can lie to their boss, they can lie to coworkers, can lie to people who love them. And that's where really learning how to spot lies gets helpful. And if we can increase our lie spotting percentage by, from the flip of a coin, 50% to 70% chance that you're going to spot the lie and really be able to call somebody on it, yes, that's very beneficial to us. And even then, that extra 30% that you can't really pin somebody down on because they're just a little too clever or for whatever reason, the suspicion is there because you are in ongoing relationships that last over time. And lies will happen again with a person who habitually lies. All right, the other aspect of nonverbals that I'm pretty sure everybody is very interested in for various reasons is how to, well, let's say it bluntly here to start, how to know when somebody is romantically interested in you. But as we get older and we get into established relationships, it is nice to know when somebody wants to be your friend and when they're open to deepening the friendship and becoming closer to you. And, especially in this culture, the United States of America, where we move physically, leave our jobs, start new jobs, move to another city, and begin friendships all over again in the new city. Yeah, we retain our old friendships. We click like on Facebook, Instagram, whatever method there is. We kind of stay in touch. But when you're living in a different city than a close friend, the friendship, just kind of stalls at whatever level it was at. Yeah, you'll pick up right there at that level when you see them again. Maybe if you communicate a lot. I talked to my best friend from high school, twice a week at least. And so he's planning to retire in the same locale that I retire. And, that'll probably work out. We'll resume our friendship because we've never really let it cool off that much. For about 20 years we did, but it's going now. But, understanding when somebody wants to be your friend And when somebody wants to be closer to you, that's something else that we seem to all, that is one of the keys of nonverbal communication. It's all about relationships. We manage our relationships nonverbally. Once in a while, a few times in your life, you will say something direct and straightforward and blunt, like, I really want to get to know you better. Normally, we just ease into it nonverbally. The messages are all syncing just right. The other person returns the message, yes, I want to get to know you better too. I just met a guy last week. We've been members of the same pay-per-view blog about investing for several years, and I recognized his online handle as he recognized mine, and I had put on my personal info that I live in Flagstaff. Well, he moved to Flagstaff, and he sent me a private message through the blog. It has a little email system, and said, hey, you want to meet for coffee? And I responded and said yes. So we met for coffee, and so I have a new friend in my life. And even now, we're, now the next step is on me. He initiated, and do I want to send him a message now that I know who he is, that I know his name, that we've sat face to face and talked for 2 hours, and let him know that, yeah, let's hang out again sometime and continue this friendship. For younger people, especially single people who are not in a committed relationship, yeah, figuring out how do you tell when somebody, well, at this point I'll just say they just want to be better friends with you. Because sensible people, I'm going on a limb here, cautious people, before they enter into a serious relationship, want to get to know you. And there's not going to be a serious relationship unless you allow yourself to be known and they allow themselves to be known. And there's a mutual interest, clearly grounds for a solid long-term friendship that will form the basis of a relationship, a romantic relationship even. But we communicate all this non-verbally. So, okay, how can you tell when people are lying? How can you tell when people want to know you better? These may be the two major questions that we all seek from nonverbal communication, and they are communicated nonverbally. Nobody ever tells you, I'm lying to you right now. And very few people say, I'm really interested in you and want to see where the future may hold for us. Once in a while that may happen. Nobody tells you they're lying, though. It's all communicated nonverbally. Okay, so enjoy a week off this week. Keep working on your class projects. Hopefully this gives you a breather by not putting something extra on top of you that you've got to work in while you keep working on the longer project. If you're in the class just to do these 4 essay assignments, I think there's 4, take a breather this week. I'll have you instructions early next week, and we'll finish off this semester. All right, thanks for watching, and you enjoy your time with family and friends, and get recharged a little bit for the last 2 weeks where things will probably get hectic for every one of us. Call me, email me, if you want to communicate at all about what you're up to and what you're struggling with or anything in the class, and I'll talk you off the ledge, hopefully, and we'll finish the class off very nicely. Thanks for watching. You enjoy your Thanksgiving weekend.